Hello, everybody. So, today I'm going to be playing Stanley's Parable. So, I've played this a couple times, and I think actually this is the third time. Last time it told me that it was going to find a bunch of extra sliders for me to play with. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. What happens if I just turn it all the way up? Oh my goodness, this is interesting. I'm just going in one direction. Please don't adjust the slider. You know what? I'm gonna do it anyways. No, I don't. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? I guess technically. What is the time anyway? No? Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Help? That's it. Yes. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. Let us begin. Let me move me over here.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee
There's a
number
balloon.
427.
I don't
Employee
think I
number
remember the
427's
balloon
job
being there.
was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
How much is he getting paid?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say
What are those
hi.
balloons? Those balloons
Never in
definitely
all
weren't
his
there
years
last
at the
time.
company had this happened.
Happy
This
12th
complete isolation.
birthday, step-niece.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers
The
were
balloons are
gone.
gone.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, there's literally no more balloons. What is that?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna
This was
disregard
not the correct
everything
way to
he
the meeting
says.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I mean, it's pretty nice.
Yeah. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
On my left? No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I mean, this is the first time that I've technically not followed
Look,
directions,
Stanley,
so
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
it's
here.
really rude.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
I made the wrong decision.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
You know, I'll give him a chance, I guess.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
No,
The problem is
don't
all
see
these
that.
choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And
So
I think I have a solution. Here,
yeah.
let me show you.
No. Oh my goodness. So it's pitch darkness or pitch darkness. Oh my. It disappeared.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
So
If
the
we
narrator
just
is
stay
a
right here,
cosmic entity.
right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Why is it I press X and I still make the clicking sound? What if I'm actually still at the computer and this is all just a daydream? But I do admit this does look kind of pretty. But I don't have a lot of patience.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I don't really want to just jump off the edge. Yeah, we're fine. We're not in that state of mind. We'll come back to the pretty lights. Hey, it changed.
Good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here. No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
We're just gonna go back and forth and see what he says.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Play with his emotions, just like he plays with ours. He's not saying anything this time. It's not like the game actually lets you jump. Ooh, I didn't realize I could crouch. That changes things. I don't like that I feel like I have to go and jump over the edge. I picked the wrong way. Well, this is unfortunate.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Oh my goodness, it's just on a loop.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
See now this is soul rending. Mm-hmm. Wow. So spectacular.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Mm-hmm.
No. No, no. What do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Sir, I didn't die, so I'm just gonna say this. This game doesn't have fall damage.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I don't have health, sir, so how am I taking... I'm not even taking any
Yes.
damage.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll come stand in here for just a sec. Watch the
I know
endless...
you'll see. You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you? No, perhaps not.
Imagine if you could jump.
My
This game would
God,
be broken.
is this really how much you dislike my game?
Sir,
That you'll
I'm
throw yourself from this
stuck
platform
here.
over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
That's gaslighty, sir.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I
I am
guess
getting
that was
along.
too much to ask.
Sir, I'm in a
It looks
perpetual
like you
loop.
wanted to make a choice after all.
I do.
Well, this one, do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
That depends. Are you gonna give me a way out of here, or do I have to reset the game?
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
That was weird. My avatar glitched out when I took a sip of my coffee. Also, I think that's an oversight for the devs. You can't skip the section. I mean, like at the very beginning of the little section, you could, in that hallway, you get the notification at the
Is it
top
over?
that's like,
It's
hey,
going to
if
restart,
you want
isn't
to
it?
skip this, you
I'm
can.
going back.
The end is never the end is never the end. Alright, so how upset is he with me now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This time I'm gonna stay on the elevator platform.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Not particularly,
Wow.
sir, but thank you.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Disrespectful, but okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
don't
realize that
believe that.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
That's creepy. Who's been waiting? Again with this? Again? No. I have to. Okay.
That's
Whoa.
her, Stanley. You
Whoa.
need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do
Did I?
that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Up.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best
What?
part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant,
Wow.
and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Oh my.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
What if I unplug it again?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Oh no.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
It's making me go all the way back to the 2 doors. That is hilarious.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Good
Now
to know.
remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
I
I'm
wonder how
quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's see how the narrative has changed.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I know I can open this door. I'm disappointed. He locked the door.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
Oh.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
He completely made it so that I have to go to the story, the ending. All the doors are locked.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley
my.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this
This is
until he
interesting.
saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Night Shark
drew a sharp breath.
115.
And then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I'm speaking into the receiver.
I'm
Hello.
sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm trying, but I can't speak.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what?
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
I did,
Why
and you
did
sent me
come
all the
this
way back here.
Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Wait, did I just...
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Oh, this is
he
getting
entered
interesting.
the door on his left.
I was listening, sir. I was listening.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm
He
quite
was
sure
gonna
you'll be up
reset
to
the
the task.
game
Just follow my
every
lead and you'll
single
be fine.
time.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly
All right,
and
bruh.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what?
Because you kept
What did you
restarting
get out of
me.
that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
That was creepy. That was really, really creepy.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh,
Oof.
my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision.
Oh my
It
goodness.
cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
I don't think the narrator
Do
understands if
something.
somebody does something
Listen.
psychologically for the
This is
for
how
like how
important
long
you gotta
Stanley
know.
has, he
I need
is
this. The
definitely
story
not
needs it.
going to be easily
So,
persuaded to
you
make a
there?
choice. Like he's been
Are
told
you
what to do
there?
his
Are
entire
you
life.
listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
The end is never the end is never the end. So I think that's a good stopping point for this video since I got to an ending. I hope everybody enjoyed and I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.